What's up, guys? Just had me driving down the road, thinking to make this little video about bringing a bird to the taxidermist, or the first time you might want to bring a bird to the taxidermist to get mounted. Things you might want to think about. So I guess the first one is the bird itself that you're going to get mounted. If you shoot a bird and you think, I'm going to bring this bird to the taxidermist, things you want to look at on the bird. You want to make sure there's no holes in it, big patches of feathers missing, the wing's so busted up it looks like hamburger. You want the bird as pristine as possible to make it as easy as possible for the taxidermist to mount this bird. The more beat up it is, the harder it is going to be for him to mount the bird and the positioning of the bird. So that's things to think about. I mean, like I said, if you can get a pristine bird, that's what you want. Two, taxidermist side, I guess would be the second. Go to a taxidermist that's mounted waterfowl before. Don't go to a taxidermist that you know that's been mounting deer or mounted deer for you, unless they've done waterfowl. And make sure they've done more than one. You're going to want to go to somebody that's got the reputation in your area for doing waterfowl. Trust me. If you don't, you will be disappointed. So this means you're going to want to see examples of their mounts and their shop. You're going to want to see multiples, not just one. If you've got friends that have had birds mounted by people and you've checked them out and you like the work, that's perfect. Especially if they're mounts that they've had for the last couple of years. Because bird mounts can get a little funky after a couple of years if they're not done right. So that would be the best thing. If you've got a buddy that's got a bird or two that's been mounted by somebody and they've had them for a little while and you're like, yeah, they're still holding up, that's probably somebody to go to. So I guess if you decide who your taxidermist is, next thing is you're going to call the taxidermist and say, hey, I've got this bird, I want to get it mounted. He says, great, bring it over. So if you're able to bring it over right off the bat that day or the following day, terrific. But if you can't, and you've got to store this bird and put it in the freezer, lay the bird out flat. You're going to want to lay that bird out flat in the freezer. You know, make sure it's dry. If you shot it and hit the water or it's soaking wet, try to get as much water off the bird as you can before you freeze it. You could wrap it up in, I've actually done towels, newspaper, but lay it out flat. Don't tuck the head, if you can, don't tuck the head underneath the wing. I've heard people say tuck the head underneath the wing. What that ends up doing is the feathers behind the top of the wing, because the next pull back or pull down, is a couple of the feathers will stick up. And there's a chance of, if you ever stack anything on top of that duck, that those feathers will get broke. And once you break those feathers, it's such a pain in the ass to get them to lay down flat again. So like I said, if you can, lay the bird out straight. I know if it's a goose or something large, it's kind of a pain in the ass to do that, but if you can, lay it out flat. That's your best bet. And if you decide to get a bird mounted, have the bird mounted this year. Don't throw a bird in your freezer and think, oh, when I get the money, I'm going to have the bird mounted, and 2 years down the road, I got the money, I'm going to bring the bird in. Because more than likely, that bird's going to be freezer burned. And what that means is that skin is totally dried out. And if you've never skinned out a duck that's old like that, which most people haven't, the skin is so dry, and it's like it's like shrink wrapped around the carcass. It's so hard to get that hide off that duck. So don't do that if you can, because it's just going to be a pain in the ass for the taxidermist. You're just making more work for them, and there's more chances of it not coming out the way you want it to come out. So if you shoot a bird this year, make sure you have the money to bring it to the taxidermist, at least the down payment. Most taxidermists probably 50%. And you know you're not going to get the bird like next week. It's probably going to be a few months down the road, if not longer. So at least if the down payment is like 50%, at least have that money so you can bring it to the taxidermist this year so they can get going on it. Yeah, these are just my experiences. I do a little taxidermy work on the side. I have a little hobby business, and these are things that I've experienced and gone through, and I'd hate to see somebody get a bird, this year that, oh, I really want to get this bird mounted, and make some mistakes, because I've seen some birds that were just like, you couldn't mount them. I couldn't mount them. They were just either too shot, or they sat in a freezer too long, or one thing or another. So yeah, you're gonna want to take care of that bird to get it mounted. Like I said, the more pristine it is when you bring it to the taxidermist, the better off you're gonna be. I mean, that's probably just common sense, but it's things you need to think about. I think most people don't think about that. You think about that stuff, but you need to think about that stuff if you're going to get a bird mounted, because let's admit it, it's not going to be cheap to get that bird mounted. You're going to spend some money on a decent taxidermist to mount a bird and to get it done right. So yeah, I just thought I'd share that with you guys. If you're somebody for the first time getting something mounted, like I said, you can probably use that with anything, but I know particular birds, waterfowl, that yeah, you're going to want to follow some of the guidelines that are laid out to get a bird mounted. So that way when you get it done, it looks great when you get it back. So I hope it was kind of helpful. Take it easy. Bye.